Well, we did this once, but I got a phone call on the iPad, which I've got to fix, so we have to go back and re-record this, but it's not much. Just multiply by a -5 on the bottom equation, and that's going to give us the same thing on the top. Now on the bottom, when you multiply by a -5, it is going to be 5x plus 20y equals a positive 130. And the purpose of this in getting opposites here is that if you have a -5x and a positive 5x, you can add those two together and they will cancel out. That's why it's called solving by elimination. So cancel those two out when you add these together. And then you have to go to -1 plus 20. -1 plus 20 is a positive 19, and we have a y with it. Then -16 plus 130 is 114. So y equals 114 divided by 19. What is 114 divided by 19? 6. So we have the y solved for. And like I told you before, I'm making all these be integer answers so that if you get a decimal, you'll know if you made a mistake or not. Once you get a variable, whether it's y or x, you plug it back into one of the two original equations there. I'm going to use the bottom one. So I know that y equals 6, and we're going to use the bottom equation. That's -x minus 4y equals -26. -x minus 4y equals a -26. We found y to be 6. So plug that in. Simplify to get a -24. Move that -24 to the right, make it plus 24. That's going to be a -2, and divide that -2 by -1. So x is 2. So the solution for the whole problem is going to be 2, 6. You put the x first and then the y second. What number could I make out here? How could I get opposites on these x terms? I have a -4 and a positive 5. What's the lowest number that both 4 and 5 will go into? 20. So what would I multiply a 4 by to get a 20? 5. So we'll multiply the entire top equation by 5. What would I multiply this equation by to get a 20 here? 4. Okay. So let's multiply the top one by 5 to get -20x minus 15y equals a -40. And then on the bottom, 20x plus 20y equals 20. Now we have opposites here, -20, positive 20. That means we can add these equations together and these will cancel out. -15y plus 20y is 5y. And -40 plus 20 is a -20. So divide the -20 by 5 and come up with a -4. So y is -4. You can plug that -4 back into any of the first two equations. I'll use the bottom one. So we'll come over here and do 5x plus 5y equals 5. If y is -4, plug in -4. So 5x minus 20 equals 5. Move the -20 to the right. get 25. 25 divided by 5 is going to be 5. So your solution is 5, -4. Well, we have a negative x and a positive 5x here. And like Karshner was saying, there's different ways that you can do this. Notice you have 3y and 3y. They're both positive. If you add those together, you're going to get 6y, so they don't cancel out. But instead of adding, you could subtract them, and they would cancel out. If I subtracted these two equations, these would cancel out. But then I would have to make certain that I knew that I'm doing -1 minus a positive 5. -1 minus 5 is a -6x. And 12 minus 30 would be a -18. If you did this by elimination of the x's by multiplying the top equation by 5, that's fine too. You can still get the right answer. But x in this case would be 18 divided by -6, which is a positive 3. We can plug that 3 back into the top one to get a -3 plus 3y equals 12. So 3y equals 12 plus 3, which is going to be 15 on the right side. 15 divided by 3 will be 5. So your answer for the whole problem is going to be 3, 5. Everybody had the right answer. It is 2, 1.